Now we go to panel number 2 and to understand how this digital transformation from local development can impact. To speak about these benefits, we have to speak about digital infrastructure, development of capacities, data framework, and cybersecurity, and also the promotion of community, public and private policies. That's why this is the reason why we have this panel. The moderator shall be Jorge Núñez, Jover, professor of the University of Havana, and advisor to the National Innovation Council, and as advisor to the Minister of Science, Technology, and Environment. It is a total honor to have him here. We shall also have members of panel who are Aurora, Fernández, González, advisor to CNI, and the Minister of Higher Education, and also coordinator of the University Network for the Management and Knowledge of and Innovation for Local Development. Thanks to the lady, Dariel de León García, Senior Researcher in the Local Development Center, Technical Director of Sustainable Programs in Municipalities. Ms. Alan Pierre Conde, Advisor to Science, Technology, and Innovation in the Ministry of Higher Education. And Dennis Buedo Hidalgo, Informatization Director of the Ministry of Higher Education in charge of digital transformation. So the gentleman is not here, but anyways, we have a panel with outstanding personalities. Thank you very much.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Hay un monto y pidieron que Denis nos acompañara hoy, pero bueno, tenemos aquí nuestro panel, está centrado, como ya
Our panel, we're going to be focused on the relation between the territorial development and digital development. So this is a different panel, but we would like to highlight two things. So we have less women in this area, but we have one that is extraordinary woman. So a round of applause for her. And on the other side, these women are experts on digital transformation. And we men are just users of this digital transformation. And also we have to focus on this territorial development and innovation. And we want that higher education, universities, educational centers mobilize all the capacities to promote this union between territorial development and digital transformation. So we are going to focus on these issues. And we are interested in boosting digital transformation in the favor of territorial development. And this means that we have to develop the well-being of the people that lives in these territories. So when we think about this, we have to keep into account these issues. So maybe there are differences related to digital transformation, and this is challenging and difficult to find an union between these two concepts. They both comprises deep digital changes and also cultural changes, and these are complex concepts. If we take into account the areas and the benefit of our people. That is why we have this panel to make some comments on these topics. And we want to introduce you what are the things that all these speakers do. Aurora, as she was introduced, she has important positions in different areas. She's going to be in charge of speaking about the relation between digital transformation and territorial development on public policies. and the efforts we have to make to unite them. In the case of Dariel has a interesting program that is called Municipios Sostenibles. This program has to mobilize digital transformation to move forward and get that these municipalities become sustainable municipalities for prosperity as well. And this implies digital transformation, and I asked him to tell us what are the works he's making to move forward in these municipalities to create capacities, management capacities, so public management can improve in relation to the data management. So this would be the things he is going to talk about. He's an engineer, a professor, a researcher. And in the case of Alan Pierra, he is an expert on issues of technology, science, and innovation. He works at the Ministry of Higher Education, and he's going to talk about these topics focused on the role of Ministry of Higher Education, in relation to the digital transformation and territorial development. So these are our speakers, and now we appreciate the organizers to give us this space. Thank you very much. Good morning. As Jorge was saying, it's a pleasure to be here to talk about this topic, and this allows us to make a clear-cut explanation on the importance of the well-being of our population in relation to digital transformation, so it has to be more efficient and effective at the territorial and national level. The local development has become a public policy of great importance for our country, mainly since 2017. It was the first time that we have line guides that highlight the necessity to create and establish municipalities as the main center. These line guides allow that the Cuban Constitution that was newly approved. So we introduced 2 articles highlighting the importance of local development, the importance of the municipality with its concepts, and the importance of municipality development. So maybe people of other countries do not understand this. Cuba was centralized. We have making some efforts to improve governance, taking into account these popular councils. After, in 2020, the policy to boost local development was approved. So we have to develop these ideas that were present in the Cuban Constitution and provide definitions on how a municipality should work, how a province should work, how this local development should take place to carry out this governance. These policies that were passed in 2020 it was related to the strategies of local development, and it was supported by different decree laws at the level of popular councils and provinces. Despite that, we have all these supports. It hasn't been an easy process. We all know this. There are difficulties and challenges to decentralize competences from organizations, territories, and this is why digital transformation is important, that it can contribute that this process can be more efficient. The National Council for Technology and Innovation has carried out different processes in different years. And in January 2024, the National Council for Innovation, it passed these digital transformation policies. So in 2024, an agreement was passed to carry out all these policies in relation to the Council of Ministers. And also our minister presented these policies in relation to the strategies and the use of AI. These policies was born with different aspects that relate them to territorial development.
Que prácticamente no hay mención a esa conexión con la transformación digital, pero en este caso.
But in this case, we have to make reference of this, and it has been presented in this digital agenda on how we can implement these policies on the territories. It's a pleasure that Yarina Moroso is here because she knows a lot of things about these topics. So it has developed this in 5 provinces. Pinar del Rio, for example, Camagüey. So we have nurtured this in different fora. They have made publications on how digital transformation is nurturing the development of our municipalities. So there are a lot of things. And we need the participation of the citizens. Popular consultation. The population must know what it is going to be digitalized, what projects needs to be developed in the communities. So we need integration. So it is going to be a very innovative process. It is a combination of both concepts. We have to take into account cybersecurity topics, analyze the social process, and also we have to develop capacities in the population so they are able to assimilate these new approaches and to implement them. That is why universities are important, and they are extended around municipalities, so they play an essential role. And universities have to carry out this process to move forward in digital transformation for the benefit of our population. Thank you very much.
Bien, buenos días.
Good morning. I'm more than pleased to be in this panel because, as I said at the beginning, I'm from Matanzas. So, Sustainable Municipality is a program that in Cuba has been assimilated and implemented as a program of cooperation financed by the European Union and part by the government of Italy, as well by track funds from UNDP. This adds more than 30 million euros, which are implemented in 8 Cuban municipalities in the western and the center sides of the island. The formal name is Program for the Ecological Transition to Sustainable Municipalities in Cuba. So the result we are planning to have is to achieve sustainability and some lessons learned about municipal management through ecological transition. We have interpreted that in Cuba with 2 main policies related to food and energy. And those are the 2 main pillars of the sustainable municipality programs. And the third one is referred to the 2 ones. The first 2 objectives are the agricultural and industrial development issues to be distributed in the municipality away from provincial or national analysis, structured in a vision of values chains, considering what the food safety and sovereignty policies are established in our country. Secondly, we have the promotion of energy sustainable entities, and we have sustainable and self-supplied areas. And in those municipalities, we also have the contribution of strategies and municipal planning, trying to use the endogenous and energy resources in the country, not only thinking about electrification, but also with municipal electricity services. And we have something important for these purposes by using heat and some other energy sources. We have a pillar in these areas. And the most important thing is not only what we can have from a tangible viewpoint or what we can transform. Cooperation is not to solve the gaps or the pending issues. There is an impact and there are specific actions to be deployed. But there is also a distance from the rest of the 161 municipalities of the country. The most important thing is the lessons we can learn. There is a mission, and this is a third pillar of sustainable municipality program. I mean, the role of the management and governance in municipalities with the participation. In these three main purposes, digital transformation or digital informatization in society is fundamental because this is something that accelerates what we want to achieve, and it's also a way to accelerate for learning from the pilot projects we are implementing. There are difficult things to be implemented in these two fields, but there are also some other important matters that are also relevant because it's going to leave to speak about the capacity for development one we can replicate in other municipalities. I was listening before to the panel with the beautiful women that was before ours, and they were talking about the need to work together. We need to work together to have specialized forces to achieve the purposes we have, and the way to informatize our municipalities in these fundamental processes in issues related to perfection of agricultural and industrial sector where we have the need to add values, and taking digital services might be important or is important in the areas of consumption, in the areas of agriculture, for the transformation of different matters which are analyzed. And we need to analyze as well management control. We need to understand public services in the municipalities with this objective to make perfect public management, but also to be able to promote participation of institutions and also participation of civil society and participation of the whole people, the whole population, considering everything that is included in law with the participation of different sectors in the main economic activities of the country. So those are fundamental matters. Transition and digital transformation is a way to accelerate what sustainable municipality project want to show. And this is one of the objectives as an indicator in which is done in municipalities. In Cuba, this is a project that we consider a whole program, and it is mentioned in Article 169 in the Constitution about the autonomous nature of the municipalities. We in Cuba have considered this project as a program because each municipality is not a center of intervention. Each municipality in this case is a project. So we have 8 municipal projects from Isle of Youth, Guanabacoa Municipality, Manicaragua Municipality, Martí, Remedios, Trinidad, Cabayuan, and Yaguajay. Those are the 8 municipalities which are part of our program. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I would like to appreciate the organizing committee for this opportunity. First, taking into account the topic of the panel, I would like to make some comments on what Aurora had said. That is the link between the digital transformation policy and the policy regarding territorial development. These two policies that Aurora made reference to are related to a third policy that is related to the policy in relation to science, technology, and innovation that was passed in 2019. It is related also to different decree laws and resolutions of the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Environment that we are about to pass a law on technology, science, and innovation. This is a policy that has been working at the country level. In that way, we would like to see how we can articulate these three public policies. First, I would like to highlight that digital transformation, as we know it, is not only about a technological topic, but it is related to other topics that preceded it, but it is putting the citizenship at the center of these problems and makes nearer the population to the issue of local development, in which everybody participates and it is innovative and it is led by local governments that is looking for the interaction between all the actors to manage these development strategies. And digital transformation is the framework, conceptual framework, to take advantage of digital tools at the benefit of the local development. The mixture of all these policies is through the governmental system that is based on science and innovation that was developed by the presidency of our republic, and it is putting innovation at the center at all levels, the central levels and at the municipality level. That is why it is important that CTI capacities and digital transformation and local development are mixed, taking into account municipality development policies. And these capacities are the driving engine for digital transformation for the benefit of local development. We can see this in the 8 different key points that make up the digital transformation strategy. In this 8 key point, we can see that there is an interaction of the CTI capacities at the benefit of local development. For example, in the first key point, so the creation of legal instrument is encouraged to provide this at the municipality level, so they have a better autonomy and they simplify all this paperwork of the citizens. And new models, new business models and technological solutions are developed, for example, Transfer Móvil and Enzona, and it is encouraging local development. Also, the digital government, different e-platforms are developed, and they digitalize different procedures. So it is boosting the efficiency and the transparency and the government at the municipality level. So this analysis was carried out in the 8 key points, and we can see the interaction, technology, capacities, encouraging digital transformation and generating development in the municipality. And these 8 key points show how, through CTI capacities, we can boost digital transformation, and we have benefits for every citizen and every territory. There is an important actor in this area. They are the universities and the university centers at the municipalities. These are strategic centers to contribute and transform at the benefit of local development. There are different aspects. For example, in relation to the human resource trainings, universities are in charge of the comprehensive trainings in computer sciences, and then provide competences through postgraduate courses, while university centers at the municipality, they train directors, officials, and also the population in relation to innovation and digital competences. For example, is the project that is sponsored by an agency that resides in Spain that is strengthening institutional capacities for digital transformation in higher education, and it has trained more than 200 professionals in 14 provinces. Also, knowledge development. Universities are important centers for research and development in strategic sectors, and it is encouraging research on social sciences. These programs encourage innovation and identify the problems of the territory and try to solve them. For example, Observatorio Agroecológico that was developed by the University of Pinar del Rio with FAO and the Ministry of Agriculture that is providing data analysis in relation to food policy making process and the implementation of different laws. This shows how innovative capacity at the universities and digital transformation are applied directly to solve social problems in relation to local development, for example, security, food security. Also, these courses are important for local development, and people can participate in these labs for digital transformation that are all over the country, sponsored by the Union of Computer Science Specialists of Cuba. And I would like to say in relation to local development, and is that the experience of the articulated platform for local development and territorial development, and a group drafted different indicators for local and municipality development. And we can see different examples that are not only related to the national platforms and provide solutions, but there are projects at the local level and the municipality level and solve small problems. For example, different registers at the local level to facilitate all the paperwork for families. So these are examples on how small problems at the local level should be solved at the local level with their resources, and also they have an effect on the quality of life of the population, and also they provide solutions that goes beyond municipalities. And I have to say that CTI is boosting digital transformation at the benefit of local development. CTI and digital transformation are boosting local development, and in this case, universities and CUMs are facilitators of this architecture that goes with the three policies I mentioned. Thank you very much.
Bueno, pues
No, this the presentation. I don't know if we have time, for to have some questions or comments, from the audience. But we remain available to you all, for any questions or comments. Any questions or any comments? Well, if not, let me once again thank the panelists. After these interventions, we can be certain about two things. First, the road to digital transformation for local development is very clear. And secondly, there will be a lot of effort needed, in terms of regulation and in terms of capacity building. Huge efforts will be required in order to meet our purpose. But we have to do this because that will represent benefits for people and our society. Let me thank my panelists and the organizers for this invitation. Thank you very much.
Le agradecemos a usted.
I want to thank you and the panelists, and if you can please, stand, for the photo op. Thank you. Let's give it up, for the panelists. And so we have heard about the experiences and projects that are being implemented in our communities. There are experts here, and some experts indicate that development stems from the local level and ends at the local level. And there are 2 points that are critical here. We want this development to represent local well-being, and so our session continues to be open, and we'll let me invite you now for lunch, and then when we come back, we will continue with our session on the Cuba's digital transformation. Use your time, to socialize and take pictures together, and so I hug you all and see you in a while.